Welcome to Brother Be Well. This is the BB Dub Youth Chat Series. I'm very excited to discuss our topic today on fear versus faith and how to live boldly. I'm your host, Justin Martinez, and with me today are some incredible guests. We have Brother Be Well advisor Patrick Ma, and we have our youth guests, Shamar Knox and Jaren Taylor. Thank you all for joining us today. Gentlemen, how's it going? How's your day going?
Awesome.
It's going great. It's going good.
Awesome. Glad to hear that. Very glad to have you all here. Let's jump into this topic and let's start by telling our viewers and telling ourselves really, what is fear and what is faith?
I'll start. I think we have a really good conversation in the clinic the other day. As a clinician, we have patients from all walks of life into our clinic. And I had a very interesting encounter just the other day. One of my patients happened to be a Jehovah's Witness. And if you guys are not familiar, a Jehovah's Witness person cannot take any blood transfusions or blood products. So in the discussions about, his faith just happened, in passing, he mentioned that he cannot take any blood products. And as a clinician, my initial reaction was fear. I fear for the patient. Oh my God, what happened if you cannot take any blood transfusion in the case of trauma where you were bleeding a lot? Will you die because of your faith? My patient has a very different perspective. He said that, because he knows that his God doesn't guarantee him tomorrow, it's only today. He lives his day every single day with intention and purpose. So this is a perfect example where faith and fear collide. And which one we review, it depends on how strong your faith is, and it depends on the person. To me, the thought of fear came up when it comes to the conversation about his faith. But to him, his faith allowed him to live intentionally and thus boldly.
Absolutely.
That's what I would say. Like when one of the main things is, since I hang out with my grandfather a lot, I have fear that I might have caught COVID or things like that, but I also have to remain faithful and think that, well, like I wouldn't say it could be one of my grandfather's last days, but you never really know when something can happen. My aunt passed away from COVID. It hit like a flood, and she had about 2 weeks, and then they put her on I forget what you call the machine, but
life support.
They put her on that. Then my grandpa didn't like that at all, but he replaced his fear with faith, and I feel like that's the main thing that you have to do in a situation like that.
Yeah, thank you for being brave, Shamar, and sharing that. I'm sorry about your family member, and our condolences go out to you and your family. Jaren, what were your thoughts, bud?
Pretty simple, really. Both fear and faith are both very powerful mindsets. Fear kind of what drives you to take a safer option or prevents you from making an option in the first place because you're scared. You don't want to take that risk that could possibly lead to a bad outcome. While faith is very much the opposite. It drives you because you have faith in that cause or because you believe in yourself. It drives you to take that risk because you're betting on yourself more than you're betting on anything else. So they're two very conflicting, but two very powerful mental states that people are constantly in throughout life in general.
Right. Well, I definitely agree with you, Jaren. I feel like in my life, in particularly, that fear drives me in a way. I really don't like to be scared to do something that's going to be beneficial for me, for my future, for my family, for my community. I really don't like being scared to do something. So I use my fear to help me steer through that adversity. I'm constantly seeking out adversity so that I can grow and better myself and benefit myself and develop myself into the man that I want to become, you know, and it's a journey that I'm on every day. It's a process that I have to have faith in, but fear is what's driving that to my goals, to my accomplishments, or to the dreams that I'm trying to accomplish.
Yeah, it makes sense because when I'm in school, I always have to replace when I'm getting ready to take a test or something, and my grade is if my grade is really relying on that test to get an A on, then I have to replace that fear with getting an F or getting anything lower. I have to replace that with hope and faith that I'll get an A, that who knows, I get extra credit on that test and my grade could go up even more.
Yeah, definitely. You have to have faith. I feel like faith is something that we have to know. We can't see the way. You know, faith is what guides you through the way when you can't really see it, but you know it's there, and it's a vision in your mind, and you know that you're capable of doing it, and it may cause you a lot of fear, but you still have to go forth anyway. You know, you have to go forth diligently and willingly into the unknown, into that fearful realm, and you just gotta attack it fearlessly. So I really like that point, Shamar.